this guy is the winner. Contact me on the Discord. And let's get started. Very nice. Within the barren wasteland of Arid, there reside many different organisms, ranging from the harmless freshspawn to the predator, the sweat. You can see some truly mind-boggling creatures over your time being there, and I'm here to explain how these beings behave and live in their natural habitat. Their adventure starts with humble beginnings, spawning in the safe zone, and those who excel with their above-average intellect will run around and collect quests before running off to scavenge for sustenance. They will usually be armed with simple target ammunition weapons, or more rarely a Kasov, and in extreme situations a VZ-68. Depending on the individual, some of them may be extremely aggressive in their hunts, while others may quietly move around the map with the goal in mind of collecting resources to build their nest and secure it. Unless you get ambushed by a group of these, they shouldn't pose a threat. This stage lasts only for a short period of time, as our little friend quickly evolves into a juvenile dunman. These creatures usually have a few quests completed and will have their nest sorted out and secured. You can often find these creatures in small groups roaming Abu al-Kabar with Uzis and Zolashes, sometimes having a scout in their group using a VZ-68 to notify them of upcoming dangers and weaken their prey. Their behavior is usually rather aggressive because they will try to pin down any smaller group with their sheer numbers, but if they spot a larger predator than them, they'll try to flee and vacate the area. The third stage of evolution is perhaps the most dangerous form of this being so far, the dunman. At this stage, the dunman will already frequently venture into the AG-19 bunker and obtain gear, allowing it to swiftly hunt down other, less developed creatures. At this point as well, it will usually have most quests completed. The only ones that it will lack are the ones that require the creature to venture into the vast, deadly desert in search of the fourth Nel. The dunman will also try to start occupying small points of interest like PMC camps and main roads around the map to ambush and kill their prey. They are usually equipped in some heavy armor and will use heavily modded Zolashes, and sometimes weapons only acquirable from AG-19. It will also actively look for lead to assemble itself enough protection to venture into the previously mentioned deadly desert to evolve into the next stage, the sweat. This creature is the apex predator of Arid. It will usually have the ability of flight, but is usually the case in larger groups. It will also behave extremely aggressively, but sometimes try to avoid combat and instead stalk their prey into a more advantageous position. They will usually be equipped in full Fortnel gear, often seen with GP460s, Mi-10s, and in some of the most dangerous forms, the WKM 12.7 or honeybees. At this point, their nest is an unbreachable fortress that could only be broken into by another group of these specimens, usually having walls out of the strongest materials known to man, having a tall tower to spot anything in proximity, and neutralized the threat with high caliber weapons like Nemesis or in extreme cases the AMR. By this stage, their hunts can only be described as slaughters, unless they are facing other creatures of their kind. Any less developed beings will be stomped into the ground, and if they will take down even a single sweat, their nest will be usually destroyed without a trace of it being there. They will roam the map in search of action to satisfy their need for blood and dopamine, having great coordination, and you will be lucky if you won't be instantly killed while facing them. The sweat is also the only species so far that has been spotted having a subspecies, that being the farmer. You usually won't see it unless you look for them. They can be sometimes found deep underground, gathering resources for the nest, and most of the time they won't pose a threat unless provoked. If you follow along this far, thanks a lot, and honestly consider subscribing and comment which map I should make a video on next. Also big thanks to the members from my Discord that helped me record some of the footage. Another shoutout is to the channel's partner and host. They provide great hosting for great prices, and with code Gienku you get 15% off at checkout. Very nice.